Oh. Oh, hi there, folks. I know this probably isn't the best time to do a video with my messed up face and all. I had a little accident. So I'll try to make it quick. Did you ever have a problem with when you tighten up the coils and you snap off the wires? You got an RDA that's a wire cutter. I never had the problem before. I've seen people doing videos and they'd tighten them up and they'd snap a coil and darn it all, and they'd put another one on, they'd snug it up and snap it again, and like I said, I've never had the problem before until I got this here clone. It's a what was this called? The Aeolus clone. No markings on it. It's a good clone. They're not trying to totally impersonate. But anyways, this one here does that. You start snugging up that wire, and it's not really tight enough. You can feel it getting tight and loose, and all of a sudden you hear this little crack noise, and sure enough, the coil's hanging off. Anyways, I have a fix for that. The problem, first of all, is, when they drill the hole down and it's threaded, it's drilled past the point of where your coil enters. That hole goes deeper, so of course when your wire goes through it, and then you put your screw down through, it doesn't have a shelf to stop against, to squeeze your coil wire against. It just keeps on going down the hole till it shears your wire off like a guillotine. So what I did was I took the screws out and I found something to put down in the hole. I figured if I could fill that hole in somehow, so that it was a stop, so that when the screw would squeeze my coil, it wouldn't push the coil wire all the way down and shear it off. It would have a shelf to squeeze against. So what I found was a piece of copper wire. I believe this is a 14 gauge, house wire. Stripped it down a little bit, but you got to get the right size. Take the screw out, make sure it actually fits in the hole. The snugger the better, but as long as it fits. And I pushed it all the way down till it stopped. Just did a little fingernail measurement, lined it up with the hole, and pulled it out and snipped off a piece. I ended up snipping off a piece, I don't know, 3/16, quarter inch long maybe. And I just did two of them because it was the negatives that were snapping them off. Oh, by the way, I don't work for Vapor Beast, but they sent me this shirt for free, so hey, I figure I owe them a little advertisement time. Anyways, yeah, so I did the two negatives. The positive was okay. I dropped the piece in, and I could, when I'm looking through the hole where the wire goes, I could just barely see the top of the copper. It was like just the right height. And the copper is soft. So the steel screw, I figured as I'm tightening down, I did this before I put the my coils in. This is all in preparation for building, put a build on it. So I dropped my piece and put the screw back in and brought the screw down against the copper and then snugged it down against the copper wire, which, like I say, is softer than the screw, so it kind of set the copper in, smeared the top of it a little bit, spread it out, made it a little bit of a tight fit, but it also, makes it stay in there, kind of peened it over, if you will, and pulled the screw back out, and sure enough, I could see the copper was recessed in a little bit lower, but you could still see the copper through the hole, which is like just perfect. You don't want it to disappear, because you're going to be chopping your wire off again. And sure enough, I did that to both negatives and put my coils in. I could snug them right down. I could snug them down tighter than I did before, and absolutely no chance of shearing them off. I'm very happy with that fix, and it was very aggravating before I did this fix. So anyways, if you have a deck that you build on that you're have to be walk on your tiptoes with because you're gonna snap another coil off, I can almost guarantee you that your deck doesn't, there's not a shelf in there. It doesn't end where the hole is drilled through. That hole is going to continue all the way down. And like I say, you put the wire in, tying it down, and it just pushes it right down till it shears it off like a guillotine. And that's really what you're doing. You're chopping the head off of your coil. You're killing it. So yeah, if you might have something that you like better than a little piece of copper wire, but I was racking my brain trying to think. I was thinking solder. Maybe I can heat up some solder and drip it down in the hole. Fill in the hole below it, which would have been probably difficult to do a little bit. You have to heat the whole unit up, I guess. But anyways, then it just dawned on me. Little piece of copper wire pushed in there and tighten it down. And first try, it worked. They don't fall back out because when you tighten against it, it smears it out. And I'm making this video probably longer than it has to be now. But that's the gist of it, right there. You got one that's acting up on you. This'll work. If you could think of something better, goody. But I hope somebody can use this hint to fix theirs and alleviate a possible ongoing headache that you're having. Not like my headache. And I guess that's it. Shortest video I ever made. Good night. We'll see you in the next video. And by all means, if you got one, do this. It really will work. It works. Save you a big headache. Sayonara.